Welcome to exercise application video number 12. Today I just did a at-home Pilates workout because I didn't feel like going to the gym. And I'm trying to transition to doing more lower intensity exercises just for some joint reasons, and I've mentioned this before, but I have a lot of GI issues, and sometimes higher intensity exercise is very sickening to me, so it's better typically for me to opt for lower intensity things. So I did some Pilates today, and what we've been talking about in class is cell signaling via hormones. And one of the things I want to talk about in this video is how we actually can increase the strength or our chances of getting a reaction with those hormones. So even though I'm not doing something like powerlifting, like yesterday I was doing 1 rep maxes, this is very different. So when I'm going for that 1 rep max, my body is really releasing epinephrine because I'm trying to get amped up and I'm trying to whoo. When I'm doing Pilates, slow, gentle movements, I'm not trying to really get that epinephrine, but still I'm needing some hormones because my heart rate is going up. It only goes up to about 120, but my body still recognizes that I'm exercising, which in particular relates to, the rate of metabolism of my hormones. So there are a few things that affect if a hormone is going to be able to transmit a signal. Those things include the concentration of the hormone. The more of a hormone you have, the more likely you are to get a response. The second thing is the rate of metabolism. And so if you have a hormone that has a really quick short life, you're not going to have much of it available to you to use, and it's less likely to transmit an appropriate signal in your body. So one of the things that's really cool, so like for example, as I was just doing that Pilates, is your kidneys actually has decreased blood supply during exercise. And the reason it does that is because it slows the breakdown, the excretion of that hormone. So you're able to keep it in your body longer. So for example, one of the hormones that, this isn't quite the same thing, but when we're talking about maybe repressing things or slowing things down, one of the hormones we have to slow down that we don't want to hang around in our system, so we kind of want to inhibit during exercise, is insulin. Because insulin is going to take blood glucose and transport it to the liver, to the muscle cells to be stored as glycogen, and we don't want that to happen, because if our blood sugar stoops too low, we can pass out, then we can go into a coma, then we die, in that order, but we don't want that to happen. So our insulin's actually inhibited during exercise so that our body isn't taking up that glucose, because we actually need the glucose. But that's not quite what I'm talking about with the kidney. It's just kind of along the same thread of what's happening with your hormones during exercise. So the rate of metabolism. The other thing is transport proteins. Some hormones, because they have such a quick short life, to deal with that issue, we have transport proteins. So like testosterone can be carried, and it's not in its active form, so it's not actually exerting its effects. So it's not maybe lowering your voice, it's not contributing to your muscle mass, but you have some in your body. It's just bound up to that transport protein. And then the final thing is the plasma volume. So your blood plasma, if you decrease that, you have a higher concentration of your hormone. So even though maybe you have the same amount of actual hormone, by decreasing the blood plasma, you're increasing your ratio, so therefore your concentration, and that increases the likelihood of a signal occurring. So most of the time during exercise, with things like epinephrine, norepinephrine, your sympathetic system hormones, you want a response. So you are doing things to increase that. Your kidney has less blood supply, so you're not breaking it down. You're getting more of that hormone. You are having, maybe transport proteins are releasing it so that you can use it. Your concentration may be increasing. But there are, of course, exceptions. There are things with inhibitory effects. There are things like insulin that we don't want maybe working while we're exercising. So it goes to show that we have some pretty basic systems that regulate our hormones, but also B, they're incredibly complex, and it's difficult to adequately describe them, A, from what I even know, but B, in this short little video. So yeah.